Today we are flying eVTOLs, electric aircraft, private jets, first class, you name it. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? Well, it is pretty much time to start talking eVTOLs. We are today covering the Surf Air Mobility third quarter 2025 earnings call. Surf Air Mobility, what do they do and why are they interesting and important for us as investors? Well, let's find out. Surf Air Mobility, first of all, let's have a look at the chart. Coming to the closing bell, we see a big spike in RSI. Not a massive spike in volume, but we are sitting just under $3. If I zoom out slightly, a few days back, we can see that there's a trend line copied. It's not perfectly copied. We had a few breakdowns. However, if I zoom out to the 3-month chart, we can see we have been in this downtrend for fairly while, for a fair few weeks. We hit the recent high of $6. What was it? $6.15, and then now we have been in a big downtrend. Why is this interesting? Because today we can break the downtrend and we can bounce off and start recovering, or we can just continue all the way down to this historical support line, $1.86 ish. I'm not as accurate as Sensei, but about $1.86. Historically, we tested it multiple times, and I think if the results are not good, that could be our next support. What I'm thinking, I had a quick look at the numbers, I had a quick look at what actually Surf Air Mobility operate, and I think we can see a positive earning. But it's just my own opinion. This is not financial advice. I haven't done much research on the stock. I knew about the company, I knew what they were doing, but I didn't do any deep dives into it yet. Let's have a look quickly on the whole market. What is going on the whole market? S&P today going sideways, same as NASDAQ. Bitcoin and XRP down today. Ethereum level, and gold and silver have been pushing higher and higher in the recent days. Very interesting. Let's have a look at the whole eVTOL market. We've got Joby. Let's just bring up the daily chart. Joby today, a big push at the opening bell, and then we had a massive drop. This is probably because of the government shutdown has still not been cleared. It's still not clear if the government shutdown is going to be over or not, and I think this will be the main impact on the eVTOL market, because mainly ATC, air traffic control, is pretty much not down, but it's down to skeleton crew, and the FAA certification process has been facing massive delays potentially. We already have been shut down for more than 30 days. That's more than 1 month of delays with certification. Arch Aviation, I told you yesterday we were touching the resistance of $9, and I said we would not probably break it. Well, we were going to break through, but then we had the news, and again macro influence, and it just went down. So currently we are waiting to retest the $9 again. If we have good news, or if we have a good day tomorrow, there is a big chance we can break through those $9. If I zoom out, the volume is not significantly lower. The RSI is touched the overbought region. That could indicate we might go sideways tomorrow. Vertical Aerospace, we are still waiting out for the news. However, we broke down through the $4.20 support I marked up. Not too much, only a few cents. Then we retested it, and now we seem to be going up again. What happened on the market open? This is good. This is positive sign to me. Yes, we broke through this trend line we formed and marked up, but this could easily come back again, and this could be just a freak out. We copied this uptrend. At the market open, we reached $4.47. If I zoom out to the 3-month chart and scale it up, you can see we had this new trend line formed. Now we have broken through, but it can continue. We are still, what is most important, we are still holding this $4.20 support. Are we going to break through? Possibly. Are we going to keep it? Possibly. Are we going to bounce off? Possibly. I think that's priced in the news with Vertical Aerospace. We are all waiting for them to commence their 4th test phase, their fully piloted VTOL with the transition. As soon as they commence it, this could be a big catalyst for the stock. So we'll be I'm monitoring this very closely. I've got my eyes on the ground. I know how to get the information to you before then the market reaction again pushed it down. Horizon Aircraft, I told you, this is now on the way. This is now on the way to $1.50. Unless we have some good news coming out in this or next week, this is on the way. This is on the way to $1.50. I would not be buying Horizon Aircraft now at all. I would be waiting. Are we going to get some good news and gain some momentum, or are we going to fall all the way back to $1.50? And I think the latter is more than possible. Eve Air Mobility, the stock has been going up and down within. If I zoom out to the yearly chart, which could be relevant, now we can see we have this wedge. The stock has been holding within the boundaries. Let's see if we have some good news. Eve Air Mobility should announce their test flight prototype by the end of the year. That could be priced in, and that could be part of this wedge and the breakout. Beta Technologies has been doing very well. They IPO'd last Monday. Let me change the chart to daily. They IPO'd last Monday. They opened for trading on the New York Stock Exchange on Tuesday, on the following Tuesday. So last Tuesday, we hit first all-time high. This is when we started trading, when the data started coming through. Don't know why I'm showing this chart, because I don't have any better. Let me change this to 5 minutes. Bear with me, that's better. So we hit the all-time high on the day, on the closing bell, and then we broke it and surpassed it again. Look at this uptrend. Look at this nice uptrend. Let me mark this up as a trend line. So if we copy this, I would go like that. So if we copy and extend this, let's make it green as well. We have a very nice trend line. If we copy this, we don't have any macro headwinds. We can see breaking through this all-time high again. Let's have a look at the S&P today. It's been, we are about 5 minutes away from the closing bell, and we are about 10 minutes away from getting the numbers for Surf Air Mobility. And I will explain what Surf Air Mobility do in the very minute. The S&P has been up and down, no major trend line on the daily chart. It's mainly affected by the current political situation in the United States. So, Surf Air Mobility. I've got a couple of videos for you. So let me give you this video from Surf Air Mobility directly. Let me just put this in the center of the screen. There we go. And I will start reading through my show notes. So there we go. It's not the right one. That's the one. Surf Air Mobility. What is Surf Air Mobility? It's a US-based regional air mobility platform. They operate scheduled and charter flights via Southern Airways Express and Mokulele. Am I saying that right? Mokulele, it's Hawaiian. Mokulele Airlines. They are developing SurfOS. Any aircraft they will fly, whether it's fixed-wing aircraft, whether it's helicopters, or whether it's eVTOLs, that can be part of this. Long-term focus, electrifying short-haul aviation and lowering cost per mile. Their mission is make regional air travel more accessible, efficient and sustainable. Their market position, they are one of the largest commuter airlines in the United States by departures. Largest US operator of Cessna Caravan aircraft. They compete with regional commuter airlines, on-demand charter services, and future advanced air mobility and eVTOL entrants. So they could be both. They could be competing and they could be flying and operating eVTOL aircraft as an operator as well. So there's a lot of potential. That's not the main part of the story. We will get to the main part very, very shortly. We are about 3 minutes away from the closing bell. We will ring the bell, have a look at the market reaction after hours, and we will continue with this story. So don't go anywhere. If you are interested in the bottom line with Palantir, it's quite impressive. So stand by. We will dive into it after the closing bell. I'll keep reading through my show notes. Let me just quickly check if this is coming through, if I've got any issues with audio, but I think we are all good because my monitor was not running. So stand by. We are about 2 minutes away from... That's not the right one. We are about 2 minutes away from the closing bell. Let's ring the closing bell and keep reading through the Surf and Mobility story. So the market position, they compete with regional commuters, airlines, on-demand charter services, and future advanced air mobility and eVTOL entrants. And we are talking about quite big names, namely and firstly adapted in the United States, which will be Archer Aviation and their Midnight aircraft, and nobody else than Joby Aviation and their S4. Currently, it's unclear. There is no official cooperation announced with any eVTOL. However, there have been certain hints. I'm not going to tell you more now. However, Surf and Mobility, there's no doubt they will be operating eVTOL aircraft. We are about 30 minutes from the closing bell, so let's quickly go through this. CEO often states, our main competitor is the car. And I like it. I love it. This is the very concept of the advanced air mobility. Whether it's an eVTOL or whether it's a short-haul aircraft, a fixed-wing aircraft or electric helicopter, that's the main point. Beat the two-dimensional mean of transport. Niche position between traditional airlines and the emerging air mobility sector. Right, we are ringing the bell now. It's the closing bell. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the markets. Let's have a look at the markets. The S&P is slightly up. NASDAQ still flat. Bitcoin, NXRP looks like it might be slightly recovering on the closing bell. Ethereum coming slowly down, and gold, silver are holding. Oh no, they are going up. They are pushing high. Still green, which is good. Let's go backwards now. Beta air mobility. We still don't have the blue after hours first candle, that blue zone, but beta closed at $36.02. Eve Air Mobility $4.53. Hover Horizon Aircraft $1.98. EHang $16.11. Vertical Aerospace. Let's see what Vertical does after hours and tomorrow pre-market. Archer Aviation will probably go sideways, and there could be a sell-off in the morning as it happens. And Joby still keeps following the trend line we formed in the morning. Okay, let's have a look at Surf Air Mobility. What is Surf Air Mobility doing? Oh, we are going sideways. We had a big spike in volume, relatively big on the daily, big spike of volume. The volume is very low. Look at that. We have 3,022,000 shares traded daily. That's nothing. So I think everyone is waiting for the earnings, whether we are going to break through this big red trend line. Let me make it big. Let's make it big red trend line. Big, beautiful red trend line. If we break through it, we are on the way much, much lower. What was it? I say $1.85. If we bounce off, we can have a nice recovery if we have very good numbers. Let's continue with the story, and then I will address. I can see you commenting in the chat. That's great. I will address it shortly. Let's finish the story of SurfOS mobility, and I'll be looking out for the numbers as well. Let me quickly check if we have got the numbers out or not. No, nothing yet. Let me check their website as well. Do we have the numbers out yet? They are trying to beat the car. Okay, I think I lost connection. Can you see me? Am I live? Please let me know. Let me know in the chat if I'm live, if I'm coming through, because I can see I'm frozen here. I will carry on with the show, and it will catch up. It started buffering, so it will catch up soon. Coverage and aircraft. They operate short haul routes, typically under 500 miles. Regional networks around mainland United States. I'm live. Thanks. 7 aircraft. I can actually show you here. Where is the? Hang on. I've got it. I've got a tab open. There we go. There's the full list of the aircraft. So let's have a look. They operate Beechcraft 400. They operate a series of Beechcraft. 5 different aircraft. Bombardier is a fairly big aircraft. Cessna, Cirrus, Dassault, that's a jet. Embraer, Gulfstream, and Honda jet as well. Shall we have a look at this aircraft? I think it's one of the sexiest private jets on the market. Do we have any pictures? Yes, we do have pictures. Can we see that? Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Private jet first class. Look at that. Can I zoom in? I can't. Oh, that's a bit. Okay. Well, I thought I could book this aircraft. If I could book this aircraft, I could see the interior. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a look. Shall we? Shall we have a look? Shall we have a look? I think the numbers might be out. Shall we? I'm not showing the screen, am I? Okay, so the numbers are out. Let's pause this. Let's find the numbers. The numbers are out. We're gonna have a look at that aircraft, and we're gonna unveil the story with Palantir. Right, let's go through this. Right, it's not on their website yet. Bear with me. I'm looking for. Yes, I know everyone is excited for Virgin Galactic. I am excited for Virgin Galactic as well. We don't have anything here. Bear with me. Stand by. We had a crash. That could be an overreaction. SurfOS Mobility third quarter revenue is out. 29,172,000 in USD. Do we have any number? Do we have any more numbers? That's good. Pre-tax profit 27.275 million. Operating income 16.5 million. Negative. And is it negative? Yes. And operating expenses 45.5 million. Okay, let's see the reaction, and let's see the numbers themselves. There's nothing on their website yet. I haven't got any notification either. So let's stand by. It usually takes a few minutes before the actual shareholders letter comes through. And I've got it now. It's coming through. Okay, so let's have a look. And then we're gonna carry on with that aircraft. We're gonna have a look at the Palantir story as well. Very, very interesting. So what we've got here, Q3 data sheets. So let's open this. Put this on the screen. Oh, it's a very neat presentation. Let's have a look at this. I love it. That's great. Joby, Saudi Arabia announced plan for deployment. Okay, we have some hot news from Joby as well. So let's have a quick look at that. Joby Saudi Arabia announced plans for deployment of electric air taxi services. Okay, we're gonna cover this live as well. This is why I love this show, because we can cover all the news live as soon as they come out. That's great. Okay, let's get back to the SurfOS mobility news. Let's go through the numbers first. Click here for complete listing. That is the press release. Okay, so that will be probably the shareholders letter. What is the stock doing? $1.93. Okay, that's good. So that could have been just an overreaction, which is good. Let's have a look at the numbers. SurfOS mobility. The ticker symbol SRFM. Third quarter performance. Revenue 29.2 million. They exceeded the guidance. They beat. That's good. Adjusted EBITDA. Negative 9.9 million. They met the guidance. We have some numbers. 15,745 scheduled departures. 14,442 scheduled flight hours. 78,860 scheduled passengers. We have a little map as well of the scheduled flights. So this can put you in context. We are operating on the East Coast, in this area. We are operating in Central America, in these cities. I'm not reading every single one, okay? You can have a look. And on East Coast, we are operating between Los Angeles, Imperial, and Phoenix. On the West Coast, sorry. And on Hawaii, this is the network of the scheduled flights. So hopefully you can see it. Has anyone been to Hawaii? Do we have any tourists from Hawaii, or do we have anybody who lives in Hawaii? I know about few members who live in Hawaii, so it could be quite interesting to hear from them. Headcount 620 employees, and highlights, 761 on-demand flights as well, Surf on demand, so it's good. So this is the flying, this is the air taxi itself. And we've got some more update on coming from few more flash news. SurfOS, go away. Let's see, and I'm having issues with the stream, which is brilliant. Are we back now? I do apologize. I have some issues with the stream. I don't know what happened. I got disconnected. We are back online. We are cooking on gas, hopefully for a while. So highlights. The financial and operating results of the third quarter demonstrate the effective implementation of our transportation plan strategies, the strong execution and stability in our airline operations drove a sector consecutive quarter of profitability. In addition, the recent 100 million strategic transaction will and strengthen our financial position. Coming from Dina White, CEO and Chief Operations Officer. Okay, so this is big, quick update. I like the numbers. They look solid to me. Let's have a quick look. Through the actual report. If we have something that is worthwhile to mention, then we're gonna carry on with the story, and we're gonna have a look into the Palantir history in SurfOS mobility. Third quarter revenue 29.2 million, exceeding the market doesn't like the numbers, and I don't like what is my internet doing. I do apologize if I'm on and off. Let me know in the chat if there were any issues with the stream, because I'm very laggy tonight. I don't know what's going on. Third quarter EBITDA loss of 9.9 million, meeting guidance into a 5-year agreement with Palantir, expanding relationship to include exclusivity for the Part 135 regional air mobility market. Again, we'll have a look into the Palantir story very shortly. I do apologize if there are any issues with the stream. I can't do anything. It's my internet playing up tonight. Company closed 100 million strategic transaction in November to fund SurfOS and strengthen balance sheet. Company issues fourth quarter 2025 guidance as well, raises full year revenue guidance to at least 105 million and continues to expect full year profitability in airline operations. Okay, let's read through first few paragraphs of this, and then we're gonna continue with the Surf Air Mobility story. What is the stock doing? Sitting currently. The volume is fairly low, so I don't think there'll be massive swings. The numbers so far are not atrocious, so I'm not sure. Is there gonna be massive reaction or not? Well, there's one way to find out. The conference starts in about 45 minutes. So stand by. We're gonna unveil Surf Air Mobility story. We're gonna talk about Palantir stake as well. Los Angeles Surf Air Mobility, a leading regional air mobility platform, today reported financial results for the third quarter ended September the 30th, 2025. Dina White, Chief Executive Officer of Surf Air Mobility, said the financial and operating results of the third quarter demonstrate the effective implementation of our transformation plan strategies. The strong execution and stability in our airline operations drove a second consecutive quarter of profitability. That's a good start. In addition of SurfOS and strengthen our financial position. So the revenue was 29.2 million. We've already been through this. As compared with the second quarter, revenue increased 6%, driven by a 42% increase in on-demand revenue. That's good. That is a good sign. Partially offset by a 4% decrease in scheduled service revenue. That could be impact of the U.S. current economy. I don't think this is significantly. This is fundamentally wrong update, bad update, or wrong information. On a year-over-year basis, revenue increased 3%, driven by a 40% increase in on-demand revenue. So basically, 40% more passengers booked their flight through the app. And we're gonna have a look. We're gonna do a little exercise. We're gonna have a look at the viability of this service as well. The drivers of both sequential and year-over-year increases in revenue were primarily related to a shift in mix to larger aircraft and international flights, resulted in an increase of. Sorry, I've got a little funny fly that's flying like this, actually in front of me. A shift in mix to larger aircraft and international flights resulted in an increase in revenue per departure in our on-demand business, and exiting unprofitable routes. That's brilliant. That's what I want to hear as an investor. Exiting unprofitable routes offset by improved operational metrics in our scheduled service operations. That's great. Net loss for the third quarter of 25. The company generated a net loss of 27.2 million. As compared with second quarter, the net loss decreased 3%. Again, that's good news because we are not increasing the loss. On a year-over-year basis, the net loss increased 15 million. Driven primarily by 7.6 million increase in non-cash stock-based compensation expense, an increase of 6.2 million in non-cash changes in the fair value of financial instruments, and an increase of 1.2 million in interest expense, reflecting the company's higher debt balance. Adjusted EBITDA loss of 9.9 million. What else we've got? Year to date, adjusted EBITDA loss continues to benefit from improvements to operational metrics, the exiting of unprofitable routes, and significant reduction in sales and administrative expenses in our on-demand business since adopting SurfOS. And this is impact of Palantir being partnering with Surf Air Mobility and developing their key product together. Okay, do we have any more phase one? We will hear about this. We will hear about this on the earnings call. Phase one transformation milestone achieved through the transportation phase of the transformation plan included close of 100 million strategic transaction. Okay, we'll hear about this from the CEO. Optimization next year, milestones achieved. Okay, recalibrating on-demand business. Okay, driving efficiencies from SurfOS. Yes, definitely. Recent developments. Okay, I will leave this now because I don't want to be reading through the whole letter and then getting the same information from the CEO. However, we have financial outlook, and this is important. Fourth quarter 2025 guidance. Fourth quarter revenue in the range of 25.5 million to 27.5 million. These expectations reflect the exiting of unprofitable scheduled routes and a continued focus on larger cabin and international product for the on-demand business. Adjusted EBITDA loss in the range of 8 million to 6.5 million. That is great, which excludes the expected impact of stock-based compensation, changes in fair value of financial instruments, and other non-recurring items. The adjusted EBITDA loss range for the fourth quarter reflects consistent performance against key operating metrics in airline operations as well as investments in R&D. Okay, that's great. So we will hear all this from the mouth of the CEO. What is the stock doing? Currently sitting at $2.87, waiting for the guidance. I think the guidance for the next quarter is fairly interesting. We are getting more financially efficient. We are not increasing the moat in the cash loss. That's great. These numbers look fairly interesting to me as well. And let's continue with the Surf Air Mobility story. So the aircraft, we have been through it, and I didn't show it on the screen. So they operate short haul routes, typically under 500 miles. Regional networks across mainland United States and Hawaii. Fleet of about 57 aircraft, included 46 Cessna Caravans. Is the biggest world fleet of Cessna Caravans. And let's have a look at that. So what we've got here, let's get just back quickly. This is the whole list of the aircraft they operate. So Surf aircraft, we've got a series of Beechcraft, got Bombardier, we've got Cessna, Cirrus, which is a jet, same as Dassault, got Embraer, Phenom 300, got Gulfstream, jet aircraft, Honda Jet. I will click on this and we'll have a look. What's the cost of Honda Jet? Got Nextant, Pilatus, and Piper. Most of these aircraft are the Textron family. Just a little hint. We have Textron on our eVTOL Market Pi on Trading 212, and it just tells me, this is just screaming at me, I should bring you more news and update on Textron as well. So let's have a look at Honda. So in the coming weeks, we're going to have a look. Let's have a look at Honda Jet, which I think is one of the sexiest private jets on the market. So let's have a look. Let's book a trip. So we go round trip. We go 12th to 19th November, one passenger, and we search for the flights. Let's see how viable that is. Lost connection to the server, please retry. Okay, so let's try it again. If we have any, that might be my internet. Okay, everything's going downhill. That's great. I love it. Hey, I don't know if you can see me and hear me, but I have just black screens and I've got a little buffering circle of death. So I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even show you anything because everything is dead now. I don't know if I'm coming through. Am I coming through? I can see myself on the monitor. I just can't see anything responding. Okay, lost connection to the server. Please retry. That's great. Okay, I love this. Maybe their servers are overloaded because of all the investors are now trying to book a flight as well. Or maybe all the Lucasades watching are trying to book a flight with me. Okay, let's go back to, let's start again. I don't want to sign up. I want your website to work, guys. Right, if I go back to the aircraft, okay, that's not talking to me. That's brilliant. Can I go even further back? No. Okay, let's do it again. So we have Honda Jet booked for 12th to 19th of November for round trip for 1 passenger. So let's search. And the lost connection to the server. Please retry. Okay, that's a good start. Let's have a look if we have this on their website directly, not through the aircraft. Green flying, newsroom, investors, book flight. Okay, let's try to book a flight. That might be more responsive. Lost connection to the server. Please retry. Okay, we are now trying to do it again. Let me sign up with Google. I'm not showing you my personal details. Let's do this. Just bear with me. I'm very curious. I don't know why it's not responding. Okay, wrong credential. All right, I need to sign in first. Okay, my bad. So let's sign in with my personal account. Wrong credentials. Okay, well, sod it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it. I can't sign up. I can't sign in. The server is not responding. I really want to say big F you at the moment because I'm quite annoyed. Let's try this. Let's try a different aircraft if we get any response. Let's try the Cessna Caravan. Oh, it's not even on here. That's probably because it's for their chartered flights. Okay, so let's try Beechcraft 400. Okay, charter this aircraft, search. And lost connection to the server, please retry. So that is my experience with Surf Air Mobility so far. I am not enjoying this at all. Okay, what else can we do? Let's try to book flight again without registration. Yeah, lost connection to the server, please retry. That's brilliant. And I need to sign up, which I can't because it won't let me. Okay, yeah, that's my great experience with Surf Air Mobility tonight. Wow. I was, you know what? I was quite positive. I was quite looking forward to this earning, and now I'm fairly put off because I can't do anything on their website. That's great. I'll keep searching. I'll keep trying later. So we're not gonna have a look. We're not gonna have a price. Probably they are blocking this for a reason because they don't want us. They are watching us and they don't want us to reveal their prices. I don't know. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so we have the fleet of about 57 aircraft, out of which you cannot book any tonight. They order agreement with Textron for up to 150 grand caravans. So future electrification retrofit as well. Completion factor improved from 82% to 95% last quarter. And their business model aims for affordability through scale plus electrification and easier booking. That should be their main focus now. Right, we have an eVTOL and advanced air mobility connection. Let's go through this. Let's have a look at the numbers. And I'm just getting updates, notifications from Surf Air Mobility as well. We've been through the numbers, that's fine. And I will tell you the story with Palantir, and you're gonna love this. Well, as long as it's working. Right, eVTOL advanced air mobility connection. It's not an eVTOL manufacturer, they are operator. but they are positioned within the advanced air mobility system. Short, very short flights. You could see the map, their operations on East Coast, West Coast, and in Central and South America, as United States, sorry. They are focused on software and electrification infrastructure. Excuse me. And they partner with Palantir Technologies for SurfOS data analytics and AI integration. So we will get through this very shortly. Future partnerships possible with eVTOL original equipment manufacturers. Joby, Archer, maybe Eve, maybe Whisk, Beta Technologies. More than likely, if I could put my money on one, I would probably go with Beta Technologies. But for now, nothing has been disclosed. Nobody, there have been some hints, but I'm not going deep into rumors and Reddit room chats and whispers. Role in advanced air mobility chain operator plus software platform. I told you before, they are developing the operational platform, operational system that could be used by these eVTOL aircraft. Second quarter 25 highlights. Revenue 27.4, so we had slight increase on this quarter. Adjusted EBITDA 9.5. They beat last quarter, but now we have slight decrease. Net loss 28 million, slightly better numbers this quarter. Cash 22.6 million. Raised 44.7 million equity in second quarter. We will have a look at the balance sheet shortly. What is the cash position? Operational reliability 95% completion rate. Guidance reaffirmed. Full year revenue over 100 million. Airline operations expected profitable on operational basis. Their financial position, sequential revenue growth plus narrowing losses, improving margins through efficiency and better utilization, and that is where Palantir plays their role. Limited cash reserves, capital management remain critical. Software and electrification investments are long-term growth plays, but require cash, and watch for progress on SURF operational system rollout and powertrain development. Third quarter expectations, we already have seen the numbers, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Palantir story. Before we do that, let's quickly address the chat. Stock is going down, $2.85. We have a not long. We have a green candle. We have a red candle. Let's have a look who is here with us in the chat. Let me just zoom this out. I can see some good old faces coming in. I love it. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. So who we've got here? Oh yeah, we are also running a poll. Are you invested in Surf Air Mobility? Ticker symbol SRFM. Long-term trading, no, and never heard of them. We have a good specimen. Just cast your votes in again. I can see we have quite a few investors. That's good. Ninja Cowboy was here first. Fred F1 Ash, Fred Fish. Thank you for joining me. I've never seen you before. Have you subscribed or have you been here before? Or did you come here just for surf? Let me know, Fred. What are we thinking, boys? Well, we've got the numbers out, so I can't tell you anything because I will be biased now. Zach is here, sitting in business class. Are you literally sitting in business class, or are you hinting on Surf Air Mobility? Where are you going? Where are you flying, Zach? Ninja Cowboy, yeah, buddy. Knocking Star. Anyone buying, and at what price? Let us know in the chat. Surf investors, let us know in the chat what is your average. Don't tell me your position, don't tell me how much money you are holding in Surf, but let me know your average in the chat below. Hello everyone, hope we are having a wonderful day, says Cedar Trees. Cedar, you've been with me every single night. I love it. Thank you for joining me. Zach, hi Cedar Tree. Ninja Cowboy, not buying at the moment. I've had some share for a little while though. 50 50 shares. Okay, good. 186 was lowest support. Yes, I tell you what, Knocking Stars. Oh yeah, you are helping me with, yeah. Okay, thank you. I love it. I love when you engage with me and help me. I love it. Yeah, I've got marked up 186, the lowest support, before it starts going down the toilet. Zach, peace, love, and fly, baby, fly. I love it. Space earnings tomorrow. Yes, big event, the biggest event of the week. Virgin Galactic earnings call, and will this be the tilt? Will this be when the tides shift? Will this be the tilting point? Very likely. Space earnings tomorrow, 24 hours to go. Break it in a beautiful way, says Zach. Yes, it's all live. Thank you. I do apologize if we had any issues with the stream. There were some mess ups on my side. Unfortunately, not my fault. For the first time in a long time, it wasn't my fault, okay? Jamie Reese, I'm excited for Virgin. Yes. Is anybody excited for Virgin Galactic? Let me know what is your average on Virgin. Put SPCE and your average, so we are not mixing it up with Surf. But let me know in the chat, what is your average on Virgin? Knocking Stars, negative. Jamie, I thought negative income was expense. Yes, negative income. Yes, correct. Anytime it's in brackets, it's usually negative value. Michael Scott. Hey Martyn, how you feeling about Surf right now? Just tuning in to the stream now. Thank you very much for joining me. Did you find it through YouTube or did you find it through my ex? I'm Vaz. Martyn is on holidays. I'm Vaz. I cover advanced air mobility, eVTOLs, and aerospace as well. And sometimes I branch out to tech as well. But you can see my ex. I don't know if you came here through my ex or not. Let me know if you came here through my ex. I'm Vaz, and I'm covering today. I'm bringing you the Surf Air Mobility earnings. That is my X account below me. The handle is at eVTOLHUB. So if you want to stay in touch with the whole eVTOL and advanced air mobility market, you can follow me. See the trees. Geomagnetic storm today could be playing a role. That's a good point. I watched an update on that before the show, and I'm thinking, because somebody said, "Oh, our atmosphere is literally getting blown away." Well, it's not. It's just, let's just calm down. Yeah, it's just the electromagnetic field is slightly bent. It's nothing to be worried about. It will be interfering with technology, as we could just experience, but it's nothing to be worried about. It's not a civilization ending on planet destroying event. But the media, they love to inflate it, don't they? It's like the bros channels investing in on eVTOLs and aerospace. Zach Zeit, the Pentagon is blocking Vaz. Yeah, Abi is here. Thank you for joining, Abi, with his glass. What are we drinking tonight, Abi? Washington voting on bill to end government shutdown today. I will try to see if we can cover some of it, but it's always lengthy, and you never get any indication this is gonna get out at this time on this hour, and I can't stay with you for too long. So I'll keep my eye on it, but I'm not promising anything, Stu. Sasha is here. Thank you for joining. Finally, after a long time, love to see you here. Just flying by to smash the like. Have a good one. Thank you. Abby is doing good. Martyn is here. Great job as always. Thanks, Vaz. Well, thank you, Martyn, for giving me so much airtime. I don't know how to utilize all of the airtime. I don't know what I'm gonna do when Martyn is back, because Martyn is gonna be live 12 hours a day, Sensei couple of hours in the morning. How am I gonna fit myself in? I don't know. Now I'll tell you what, season 5 will be massive. It will be huge. Season 5 will be huge, and you will love every single show of it. Okay, maybe 99% of it, but you will love every single show. Sasha, everything is going well. Thanks. That's good. Love to hear that. Flying with you. First class show. Thank you, Zach. I love it. Fred Fish, I was a sub back in the day when Martyn did his streams on his own. Just now beginning to watch again. I love it. Thank you for coming back. I love to see you back. What has changed? Well, we are now 3 faces of the show. Martyn, Sensei, he's our crypto expert and chart expert as well. He usually is live in the morning and with special events, and I'm inclined to go live in the afternoon, and I cover all the aerospace eVTOLs. Have I shown you my favorite eVTOLs? Well, let's talk about eVTOLs. Right, flying taxis. I don't know if you've heard of them, Freds, but these are flying taxis. These are much safer than helicopters. These are very sexy as well, and these might be operated by Surf and Mobility in very near future. So this is Archer Midnight. This has got a label of a luxury sports car. Look at this beautiful design. We also have Joby Aviation, who have been flying and will probably fly the first customers around the world and in the United States as well. And we also have a British one, Vertical Aerospace, which is my favorite, and we are bringing you exclusive coverage on this company, which you can publicly trade and own. Look at this beautiful aircraft. I just love it. So if you look at this, think of densely populated cities where you can hit a peak hour and then you just get stuck in traffic and you can't do anything. No matter how much money you have, you cannot do anything when you are stuck in traffic. These aircraft, this in particular, is in here, it's taking off horizontally, but it's also capable to take off vertically, which you will see in this video. I should have picked this video. So the idea is to leap over the traffic. The idea is to move in 3 dimensions. So these aircraft will more than likely be operated by Surf and Mobility as well. Do we have the takeoff? I just want to show you the takeoff, and I will come back to Surf. All right, we are winding the motors up. Not yet. We are doing it now. Have a look. Look at this beauty. So it takes off vertically, transitions into horizontal flight, moves as the traditional fixed wing aircraft, and lands vertically as well. Main advantage, safety. We have multiple rotors. It's not like a helicopter. If one of these fails, it's not a critical failure. They are much more quiet as well, and they are green. They'll be much cheaper to operate and fly as well. So that is eVTOLs. This is what I do. I'm Vaz. If you want to tune into Sensei tomorrow morning, he does his morning show a couple of hours before the market open. And Martyn is back. Martyn is back in 2 weeks' time. I think we might hear from Martyn next week, but I think he's finished with his studio now. He's been rebuilding his studio and refurbishing. I think he must be dying to be back on air. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some streams or some hints from Martyn next week, but definitely the week after. Season 5, boom, will explode. So thank you for coming back. I love to see you. Love to see you here. Abby is saying, hope you get to feeling better. What's wrong with Martyn? What's wrong with Martyn? What's wrong with Martyn? Hope you get to feeling better, Martyn. I got some more space stocks today, says Stu. Congratulations. Space, $4.13 for Jamie Rees. Virgin Galactic, I'll be watching. Martyn will be watching. Martyn, this is the first Virgin earnings. You're not gonna cover yourself. Are you not nervous? Or are you not upset? I mean, okay, if Martyn is watching, I would expect a super chat from Martyn of $5 and saying, this show is rubbish. I want Martyn back. That'll be fun. Stu says $2 and started buying, $2, started buying at $2. Okay, very good. What, $2? Was Virgin ever at $2? I will check it. Bear with me. You've now confused me. Martyn needs a few lamb sips, I think. Abby is drinking VK and Diet Coke. Okay. Martyn says, I got a bit unwell due to filming season 5. Sorry to hear that, Martyn. Hope you get better soon. You will see it all soon, yes. See that? I'm sorry. You will find out. You will find out soon. See that says, SurfOS mobility is pretty beat down compared to other eVTOL stocks. Could be in play for a bounce here and a swing trade idea. Jamie says, what was sitting out in the what was that sitting out in the wind and rain? I saw the video before it vanished. Okay, let's I'm sorry. You will find out. You will find out. I can't say anything. You will find out. Sorry. Let's get back to business. So, SurfOS mobility sitting at $2.98. They are not currently fully involved in the eVTOL market. So, perhaps the whole eVTOL market will not be affecting them directly. They are not operating any eVTOL aircraft yet, and they are currently still developing their operating system that will be just seeing your comment, Jamie. that will be used by the eVTOLs, but currently it's not affected, and it's not affecting the eVTOL market as of yet in this position. So finally, we have 15 minutes to start the webcast, and I think it's the great time to give you finally the Palantir story. So Palantir own SurfOS mobility. Palantir own about 20%. They have about 20% stake in SurfOS mobility. Why? Well, let's find out. Excuse me. Technical partnership began in 2021. Palantir Foundry deployed as their product. Foundry deployed to help SurfOS unify its flight, crew, and customer data into a single operational system. I do apologize. I'm sorry, Martyn. Hope you feel better soon. Surf operating system platform built on Palantir Tech. It includes modules like Broker OS, Operator OS, and Owner OS, an AI-powered tool for regional airline operations. So Palantir have been developing their operating software for SurfOS mobility, and this is potentially how Palantir are involved with Archer Aviation as well. They will be processing their data. They will be sort of having some form of operating system that will be coordinating the aircraft, making them the most efficient, and possibly it could be a new platform for their operations as well, for Archer actually operating the aircraft. A joint venture was formed in 2004, SurfOS Technologies LLC, co-owned by SurfOS and Palantir. Surf contributes aviation operations and intellectual property. Palantir brings AI Foundry software. Purpose: commercialize SurfOS across the industry. So it's not only SurfOS mobility. We possibly will be offering this software to other operators as well. And this is why Palantir is involved in SurfOS mobility. That is why they invested, or they didn't invest, they got compensated in their shares. That is why Palantir have a stake in SurfOS mobility. Live demonstrations at AIPCon. SurfOS Chief Technical Officer showcased Palantir-powered aviation tools at Palantir's 2024 AI conference. Financial alignment and investments. Palantir takes equity for services deal back in 2024. Instead of cash, Palantir received 2 million shares, about 10% of software for software work. This stake has since doubled to 4.4 million shares. So Palantir is sitting with around 20% ownership of Surf Air Mobility. Surf Air paid Palantir 6 million in stock for ongoing access to Foundry and AI tools. It coincides with a $100 million growth package for SurfOS. Aligned incentives. Palantir shares in SurfOS upside. Its success as a software vendor and operator boosts Palantir's equity value. Palantir don't want to get involved in Surf Air Mobility's operations. They are just looking at this as the profitability, their revenue channel. That is why they are holding the stake, because their product developed with Surf Air Mobility can be offered and operated and utilized by other companies around the world. So that is why Palantir are holding their stake. Impact on eVTOL and advanced air mobility market. It enables AI-driven eVTOL operations, and there also could be overlay between Archer and Surf Air Mobility as well. Predictive maintenance and real-time fleet management boost operational efficiency, and they have already hinted on this in the shareholders' notes. So we will hear about this. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some numbers and some improvement based or supported by some figures. Platform leadership potential. Again, this could be used by multiple operators, by multiple companies on multiple aircraft as well. Catalyst for faster electrification as well. Other key stakeholders involved with Surf Air Mobility. We have Electra Aero. They are developing their, what is it? EA9 aircraft. It's a fully electric CTOL aircraft. More than likely, Surf will be operating these soon. Surf Air has 90 early delivery slots. Joint work on AI-based operations. Textron Aviation, they are providing new and retrofit-ready Cessna Grand Caravans for Surf as hybrid program. We already learned that Surf hold the biggest world fleet of Cessna caravans, and these will be fitted with other power units as well. We have MagniX supplying electric propulsion systems. We have Aerotech handling certification and engineering for electric caravan conversions. So that is the key player for changing the power unit from combustion engine to electric and hybrid power unit. And Jetstream Aviation, a leasing partner with up to $450 million in fleet financing, plus intent to fund electric aircraft purchases. And obviously institutional and insider investors. Recent 20 million equity infusion to scale SurfOS includes insider, co-founder, and anonymous institutional backers. So just to reiterate it, Palantir have 20% or around 20% stake in Surf Air Mobility. They are developing operation system with them, which will be then used potentially or could be used by other operators and other on other aircraft as well, on other eVTOLs. So this is why Palantir are holding 20%, not to control the operations, not to get involved within the business, but as a revenue channel. And I think this is fairly good information for me. I know Ninja Cowboy has requested this a couple of months ago, and I never got the time to get around it, but I'm making it up for you, mate. I'm bringing you the whole earnings call. How about that? How about that? So the stock, we have now green candle. The stock is now sitting just under $3. Let me log into the webcast and get it on standby. So where are we? Quarterly results. Let's tune into the webcast so we are not missing anything. Webcast. Let me log in. Okay, I might do it through here. That'll be quicker. No. Oh. There we go. Fourth quarter. No. Oh, this. Oh, yeah. Webcast link. Okay. Let me put in my email address. Yeah, could spell it right, couldn't I? Right. Okay, the earnings call is on standby. We are getting music. We are getting the background music coming through. I cannot play the music for copyright reasons, but it's like a pop. I don't know what the genre is. Pop / indie / Can you actually say pop and indie in one? Can you actually say pop and indie together? I don't think you can. Yeah, the music is playing. We will be starting in about 5-6 minutes if we start on time. The stock is sitting at $2.95. We just unveiled the story with Palantir, and I owe you this story from Joby. So let's have a look at that. Where did I put it? Joby. Did I put it up here? I didn't. So let's have a look at the Joby story. Let me quickly find it for you. Joby Aviation. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I've got it here. Okay. So Joby. We have press release from Joby. Joby, Saudi Arabia announced plans for deployment of electric air taxi service. GACA, that's the Generic Aviation Civil. I messed that up. That's the Saudi Arabia regulatory body. It's the equivalent of the FAA. To align with FAA certification standards to develop streamlined regulatory pathways for air taxi service in the kingdom. Okay. Agreement advances Saudi's Kingdom Vision 2030 goals to modernize economy and infrastructure, builds on Joby's agreement with Abdul Latif Jamil to explore delivery of up to 200 of its aircraft in Saudi Arabia. Joby Aviation, a company developing electric air taxis for commercial passenger service, and the General Authority, that's the one, General Authority of Civil Aviation. I never got any acronym right. General Authority of Civil Aviation, GACA, of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today announced plans for the rapid deployment of Joby's electric air taxi in the kingdom. A new memorandum of understanding between GACA and Joby will use Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, certification standards as soon as the government is open, as a foundation to create a streamlined approval process for Joby's aircraft in Saudi Arabia. Excuse me, positioning the kingdom at the forefront of advanced air mobility. Saudi Arabia joins the United States, the UK, Japan, South Korea, and United Arab Emirates as another key launch market for Joby's air taxi service. Do we have a timeline? Do we have a date? We don't. Okay. We don't have any date. I will address this. I'll talk about this on Saturday. I'm not sure I will have time to talk about this tomorrow. I will talk about this on Saturday. What is SRFM stock doing? Well, we have a nice push up, $2.99. The earnings webcast is supposed to start in about 2 minutes. We are looking out for the actual webcast to start. Let's have a look what the markets are doing. So the S&P is flat, NASDAQ is flat as well, Bitcoin, XRP recovering, Ethereum is flat after hours, gold and silver. Look at silver going. Ooh. What is the eVTOL market doing? Joby after hours going slightly sideways. Archer sideways. This looks to me like a sell-off tomorrow. before the market. Vertical, unless we have some news, vertical sitting at $4.29. There's not much volume after hours. But look at this green candle. Look at this volume spike for the closing bell. I like it. That could be a good signal. I think vertical will open high tomorrow again, or higher again. I think vertical can open around $4.40 again tomorrow. That'll be good. That'll be good. EHang. We are not getting any data after market close. Same for Horizon Aircraft. Same for Eve Air Mobility. Beta. I will put Beta in my portfolio. As soon as I get some spare cash, I will deploy some shares with Beta. I quite like it. We haven't been focusing on Beta too much because you could not publicly trade Beta Technologies. But as of last Monday and respectively Tuesday, we're not getting the call through yet. Respectively Tuesday, you are able to buy shares of Beta Technologies. And how about if I will do a piece on it, whether it's Saturday or whether it's through the week or next week. I will do a piece on Beta Technologies. Let me get some liquids. Let's catch up with the chat. I could see some of your comments coming through, especially on Martyn's welfare. Was that sitting out in the wind and rain? I saw the video before it vanished. Abby says, "Let the cat out, Vaz." What's so funny? I can't tell you. Look, I can't tell you. It's an insider level confidentiality. It's the insider info level of confidentiality. I can't say anything. I saw the video before it vanished. Let the cat out. I can't. Oh yeah, and let's not forget your important buzzword, Vaz. I'm not. It's not next November. Okay, let's do it next November, around 5th of November. Let's do it next year. Stu went to 250 space back in April. That's the lowest. Yes, I agree. And Abby says, smash it. We are starting the call, so I will zip it and you can listen to the numbers and guidance.
Speaker's remarks. There will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 again. Thank you. I will now pass the call over to Sam Levinson. Please go ahead.
Thank you, operator, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Surf Air Mobility's third quarter 2025 earnings call. I'm joined today by Deanna White, Chief Executive Officer, and Oliver Reeves, Chief Financial Officer. Our earnings release can be found on the SEC EDGAR website and on our Surf Air Mobility Investor Relations page at investors.surfair.com. During this call, we will discuss our outlook and expectations for future performance. These forward-looking statements may be preceded by words such as we expect, we believe, we anticipate, or other similar statements. These statements are subject to risks and uncertainties, and our actual results could differ materially from the views expressed today. Some of those risks have been set forth in our earnings release and in our periodic reports filed with the SEC. During today's call, we will present both GAAP and non-GAAP measures. Additional disclosures regarding non-GAAP measures, including a reconciliation of GAAP to non-GAAP measures, are included in the earnings release we issued today, posted on the Surf Air Mobility Investor Relations website, and in our filings with the SEC. I'll now turn the call over to Surf Air Mobility's CEO, Deanna White. Deanna?
Thank you, Sam, and thank you to everyone who has joined our call today. 1 year ago, we announced a 4-phase transformation plan to reset the financial and operational trajectory of Surf Air Mobility. Each phase was designed as a building block to execute on our core mission, to build the air mobility platform that will transform flying. Our goal is to fly people using technology that generates long-term value for our shareholders. The plan was crafted to first strengthen the financial position of the company, then leverage our many strengths into catalysts for the adoption of software and electrification technology. Our transformation plan is proving to be reality and not just theory. We are executing and demonstrating improvements in all areas of the business, financially, operationally, and strategically. Financially, over the past year, we have improved our capital structure and deleveraged our balance sheet through a series of debt and equity transactions. During the 12 months ended September 30th, 2025, we secured a $50 million credit facility and raised $50 million of additional capital through equity issuances. Furthermore, we reduced our debt by $52 million through paydowns and conversions to equity. Subsequent to the end of the third quarter, we announced a pivotal $100 million strategic financing that will accelerate growth and further strengthen our balance sheet. This financing includes $26 million of new capital to drive development and commercialization of SurfOS. The remaining $74 million, structured as a zero-coupon convertible note, will be used to refinance debt, reducing cash interest expense and allowing for further deleveraging of the balance sheet. We will continue to look for opportunities to strengthen our balance sheet and unlock catalysts for our shareholders. Turning to our third quarter results, this quarter marks the 7th consecutive quarter that we have met or exceeded our revenue and adjusted EBITDA guidance. Third quarter revenue of $29.2 million exceeded the company's guidance of $27 to $28.5 million and rose 6% sequentially versus the second quarter. Adjusted EBITDA loss of $9.9 million was within our guidance range, as the disciplined execution led by our experienced management team once again yielded expected results. With another quarter of improved financial results behind us, we have raised our 2025 revenue guidance to at least $105 million and remain on track for a full year of profitability in our airline operations. Operationally, we have transformed our commuter airline, consistently producing strong results, which have translated into our second consecutive quarter of profitability in this business. I would like to recognize the achievements of the seasoned aviation team recruited at our Systems Operations Center, which was relocated to Dallas, Texas this past year. This team has created a high-functioning operation grounded in performance metrics that produces safe, reliable, and profitable results for the organization. Our operations position us to both become a preferred operator in new markets and to deploy new electrification technology coming to market in the near future. We produced exceptional sales results in our on-demand business for the third quarter, generating an approximate 40% increase in revenue compared to both the second quarter and the same quarter of the prior year. Our on-demand business is executing strongly against our key recalibration initiatives. Third quarter results benefited from a shift in the mix of flying from turboprop to jet aircraft and from domestic to international flights, which resulted in a 14% increase in revenue per flight. At the same time, we reduced expenses of the on-demand team 36% since adopting SurfOS, generating higher revenues for less cost. Additionally, the team implemented profitability enhancements by securing inventory through volume purchase agreements with operators who are also users of SurfOS. Our on-demand business is well positioned for profitable growth. Surf Air Mobility is at the epicenter of 1,000 passengers in the past 12 months, but also as a result of our relationships with over 400 operators who serve our on-demand operations and who are ideal customers of the SurfOS platform in the future. The Part 135 industry is made up of small businesses with unsophisticated tech stacks and fragmented data. As an operator and broker, we have unique insight into the technology needs of this industry. Our exclusive partnership with Palantir allows us to leverage cutting-edge AI tools and best-in-class data management expertise to build an all-in-one AI-enabled software platform for this industry. During the third quarter, we entered a 5-year agreement with Palantir that expanded our relationship to include exclusivity for products developed for charter brokers and operators. We obtained the ability to team with Palantir on solutions designed for enterprise customers, aircraft manufacturers, and the FAA. As part of the recent strategic transaction, we added resources from Palantir to further these efforts. In our SurfOS business, we continue to make substantial progress on driving efficiencies in our own operations by adding incremental functionality and expanding our applications. We have successfully implemented multiple applications within our operations and are already seeing significant improvements in efficiency and profitability. In our scheduled operations, we launched an aircraft and crew scheduling tool in our Northeast and Hawaii networks that required parallel testing and FAA approvals. We anticipate that the entire network will be live on this tool by the end of the year. Our SurfOS team also launched additional features within the mobile crew app that increase pre-post flight communications and reporting. Lastly, robust CRM functionality was built into BrokerOS to streamline customer insights and promote sales efficiencies. During 2025, SurfOS has been in a beta test phase with 8 users who have given us valuable insights. We have secured 7 LOIs from brokers and operators extremely interested in purchasing SurfOS once we commercialize this product. In October, the company hosted a private event at NBAA showcasing SurfOS and conducted 18 product demos for expect to exit 2025 with strong momentum as we enter the strategic phases of our transformation plan next year. Strategically, Surf Air Mobility is well positioned to continue optimizing its businesses and begin pursuit of the expansion and acceleration phases of our transformation plan. First, we will commercialize SurfOS and begin full deployment to third parties in 2026. With the recently announced financing, we have secured funding for the continued development and commercialization of SurfOS. SurfOS is AI-driven software powered by Palantir that organizes key stakeholder data into a single platform, allowing actionable insights for a business. We intend to launch our 3 flagship SurfOS products in 2026: BrokerOS, OperatorOS, and OwnerOS. BrokerOS manages end-to-end sales and sourcing and will empower charter brokers to automate processes. OperatorOS improves efficiencies and the utilization of planes, pilots, and airport staff. OwnerOS delivers transparency and optimization to private aircraft owners to generate better returns on their aviation assets. These products can be integrated into customized solutions for enterprise clients. We intend to announce our commercialization plan with milestones in the coming months. Second, we are pursuing strategies to showcase new technologies in our airline operations network and in new markets. We currently provide commuter service to approximately 200,000 inter-island flyers annually within the state of Hawaii. The length of these flights, ranging from 25 to 75 miles, is the perfect testing ground for electrified aircraft coming online in the near future. We are working with aircraft manufacturers and the state of Hawaii to launch a pilot program within our existing network. Additionally, we intend to launch a Part 145 maintenance program to service existing and new technology aircraft and are scouting potential locations within our network to invest. The high-functioning system operations center we have built positions Surf Air Mobility to become a preferred operator for companies looking to adopt new aircraft technology in their business models. Billions of dollars are being invested across the aviation industry in the development of new technologies focused on smaller aircraft flying shorter distances. With over a decade of operating both scheduled and on-demand short-haul flights, we have flown millions of passengers, millions of miles, and worked with hundreds of operators in this market. This uniquely positions us to deploy these new technologies across a variety of business models and partners. In the meantime, we will continue to add capacity to our network utilizing combustion engine caravans, of which we are taking 4 new deliveries in the first half of 2026. Our work on detailed launch plans continues for new routes we intend to unveil next year. Third, we intend to grow our on-demand business and expand the number of operators in our network through a series of strategic initiatives directed at profitable revenue growth. We will continue our efforts to secure a supply advantage through operator partnerships that provide volume pricing benefits. To achieve our revenue aspirations, we plan to grow our sales team by acquiring seasoned broker talent and books of business. Currently, our on-demand team is working towards the coveted Argus broker accreditation, which will equip our operations with 100% operator vetting and strong compliance oversight. Lastly, let me update you on our electrification efforts. We have targeted securing a supplemental type certificate for the electrified powertrain in 2027. As such, we have been working with key organizations within the industry supply chain and are evaluating partnership opportunities where we no longer bear the full cost of development. In addition to being the largest passenger operator of Cessna Grand Caravans, we have an exclusive agreement with Textron Aviation, the manufacturer of this aircraft, for us to be the exclusive supplier of electric and hybrid electric powertrains, and for Textron Aviation to provide global marketing, sales, and distribution for these electrified aircraft. As our progress toward this initiative continues, we look forward to updating you as things unfold. Surf Air Mobility has never been positioned as strongly as we are today, and we fully intend to leverage that strength to drive shareholder value over the coming years. With that, let me now turn the call over to Oliver to cover the recently announced strategic financing and our Q3 results and Q4 outlook in more detail. Oliver?
Thank you, Deanna. In my remarks today, I will address the company's third quarter results and outlook for the fourth quarter and full year. But first, let me share details on our continued efforts to strengthen our balance sheet and secure capital for our technology initiatives that we believe will create significant shareholder value. On November 10, 2025, Surf Air Mobility announced a $100 million strategic transaction that will continue to enable us to achieve our transformation plan. This transaction directs $26 million from new equity issuances specifically to the development and commercialization of SurfOS, shifting this initiative from its beta phase into its commercial phase. A new institutional investor and a Surf Air Mobility co-founder, together with a related party, each purchased $10 million of this offering, which includes common stock and 2-year warrants exercisable at a purchase price of $3.32 per share. Finally, Palantir was issued $6 million of new common equity as prepayment for software and additional services. This capital will be used to fund the continued development of SurfOS's 3 flagship products: BrokerOS, OperatorOS, and OwnerOS, and to enable the scaling of our engineering and sales capabilities. The proceeds will also be used to invest in the development of new modules and products to capture a larger share of the growing air mobility software market. In the coming months, we intend to publicly share more information about SurfOS products, the sizable and growing addressable market, our distribution and commercialization strategy, and the pricing and business models which will set revenue expectations for 2026. Concurrently with the equity raise, Surf Air Mobility completed the sale of a $74 million convertible note, yielding net cash proceeds to the company of $65 million. The company will use a portion of these proceeds to pay $51 million due under the company's 4-year credit agreement with affiliates of Comvest Partners, and $8 million outstanding under the company's secured convertible note with Partner for Growth 5 LP. In aggregate, repayment of these liabilities represent a reduction in cash interest expense of approximately $5.5 million on an annualized basis. Earlier in the quarter, a lender transferred $35 million of the outstanding principal under their convertible note to a third party under terms identical to the original note. The new holder of the note converted the entire balance, inclusive of accrued interest, into 7.2 million shares of the company's common stock. This resulted in the elimination of a $35 million liability and a reduction of $3.5 million in annualized cash interest expense. Finally, during the quarter, the company elected to pay down $8.2 million of the outstanding principal of the GEM mandatory convertible security. To summarize, we significantly reduced our liabilities in Q3 and have subsequently provided funding for the continued development and commercialization of SurfOS. As a result of the financing transaction, we now see a path for the company to be debt-free. Now let me turn to the results of the third quarter and our outlook for the remainder of the year. As discussed in our earnings release, revenue from the quarter exceeded our guidance and adjusted EBITDA met our guidance. Strong execution of our transformation plan has driven significant improvement in our key operating metrics in both our scheduled service and on-demand operations, yielding significant and sustainable improvements in financial results. Third quarter revenue of $29.2 million exceeded our guidance range of $27 to $28.5 million and rose 6% sequentially over the second quarter, driven by a 42% increase in on-demand revenue, partially offset by a 4% decrease in scheduled service revenue. On a year-over-year basis, revenue increased 3%, driven by a 40% increase in on-demand revenue, partially offset by a 7% decrease in scheduled service revenue. The drivers of both sequential and year-over-year increases in revenue were primarily related to a shift in the mix to larger aircraft and international flights, which resulted in an increase in revenue per departure in our on-demand business, and the exiting of unprofitable routes offset by improved operational metrics in our scheduled service operation. Our adjusted EBITDA loss of $9.9 million for the third quarter was within our guidance range of a loss of $10 to $8.5 million. Compared with the second quarter and the same quarter of the prior year, adjusted EBITDA loss was relatively flat. Adjusted EBITDA loss continues to benefit from improvements in key operating metrics, including on-time departure, on-time arrival, and controllable completion factor, demonstrating the permanency of our transformation strategies. Our airline operations achieved a second consecutive quarter of profitability, defined as positive adjusted EBITDA. Now let's discuss our outlook for the fourth quarter and full year. For the fourth quarter, we expect revenue to be within a range of $25.5 to $27.5 million, and adjusted EBITDA loss to be within a range of $6.5 to $8 million. These ranges reflect the exit of unprofitable routes and continued efforts to improve profitability. For the full year, we are raising our revenue guidance to at least $105 million, and we are reaffirming our guidance for full-year airline operations profitability, defined as positive adjusted EBITDA. With that, let me turn the call back over to the operator for Q&A. Operator?
This time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star one. on your
So the
telephone
most
keypad.
interesting and
We will pause
important
for just a
part,
moment to
those who
compile
have
the
been
Q&A
following
roster.
earnings with me all week and all last 2-3 weeks, you
Question
know we
comes from the
always
line
learn
of
something
Amit
interesting,
Dayal
something
with H.C.
unscripted,
Wainwright.
unprompted,
Your line is
and
open.
like last night,
Thank
we had
you.
very good
Good afternoon,
guidance,
everyone.
very good
Congrats on
questions.
all
So
the
don't go
progress.
anywhere.
So
It's
with
the
this
most
financing,
important
guys,
part.
what kind of cash runway do you have in terms of, commercializing SurfOS?
Hi, Annette, and thank you for your interest in being on the call. I'll turn that question over to Oliver, the CFO, to answer.
Hi, Amit. As you saw, there were really two uses for the financing. One is obviously the investment into SurfOS, and we believe that will give us a runway of between 18 and 24 months.
Okay, that's good to hear. Thank you for that. So you have some really interesting partnerships with Palantir, with Beta Technologies. Can you talk a little bit about, what is happening, with those efforts and, especially in the context of Beta Technologies, they just went public. How are you potentially working with, that company to commercialize the SurfOS offering?
Annette, I think we announced in the second quarter working with Electra, and that we had an Electra aircraft order for their future CTOL. But obviously there is a lot of really interesting electrification technology, like coming from folks like Beta, Archer, Jody, that are coming in the near future. And obviously we as a company are well positioned to be able to partner with all of these folks that are bringing on this new technology. Why is that? It's because we fly in the regional air mobility space, which these vehicles, because they're shorter haul distances, will be able to be perfect testing grounds for those. And we're also in our SurfOS product, we're developing the platform in which all of these types of products can play within our platform, whether they're in our network or if they're deployed in other operators' network. They can be within our SurfOS commercial platform and where our platform is an ecosystem for all of these new products that are coming online in the very near future.
Okay, thank you for that. Apologies if I got the Beta Technologies thing wrong. And then from a, just an operating perspective, as you are exiting some of these unprofitable routes, are there opportunities to lower operating costs, over the next 12 to 18 months?
Absolutely, Amit. We are still optimizing our airline operations. We don't have all the capabilities of SurfOS fully capable in our organization's operations. There are still more benefits to receive once we do have all of those tools in place, and we have the ability to use the optimization. So we can still hit those really great operational metrics that we are today consistently, but in the future, we're using technology. We should be able to do it with more efficiency and more optimization, which would require obviously less resources and less cost in the system. So, we do plan and we do see the opportunity for increased levels of profitability and even operational performance in the future.
Understood. I'll take my other questions offline. And again, congrats on all the execution.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amit.
Good answer. Good
Comes
answer.
from the line of Austin Moeller with Canaccord Genuity. Your line is open.
Hi, good afternoon. Just my first question here. Are there any features of SurfOS that you plan to make exclusive for your on-demand or scheduled business, or will all of your beta testers and customers have access to all of the features of the stack?
Our intention is to have all the features available to third parties. We represent a great staging ground and testing ground because we have the unique ability to be both because we're both a broker and an operator. We bring insights into what is needed. So when you're working hand in hand with the tech team and Palantir to bring insights into the product requirements, we're able to make an amazing state-of-art tool that we are using in our own space. And we want that product to be deployed to other folks in the space and bring those people into the commercial platform and the ecosystem that software develops for the industry.
Okay. And on the scheduled business, so revenue was a little lower year over year. How many more routes might you expect to remove from the scheduled business before adding some of the new tier 1 routes? And where geographically are you looking to add the new routes?
So we have a couple more exits in the fourth quarter. That's why our outlook for the fourth quarter in revenue dropped a bit. But that will be the end of it, and all of the exiting of the unprofitable routes will be complete by the end of this year, unless, of course, one of those routes tries to hold us in longer before they can get the new carrier in. As far as the announcement of any specifics on the 2026 launch of a new route, we don't want to do that too soon to give away that competitive advantage of exactly where we're going. But the team is busy developing and has a full business plan on exactly how that will have to come to play. And obviously, we're using a lot of really good data that we have on where the demand is, where is people traveling, that we can take them out of their cars and put them into the air using our service. And we have used that to make our decisions and then down select where we're going to go.
Great. Thanks for the insights there. Thanks.
Your next question comes from the line of David Storms with Stonegate. Your line is open.
Good evening, and thank you for taking my calls. I did want to start, Oliver, you had a comment in your prepared remarks that you see a path for the company to be debt-free. I was just hoping you could speak a little more to maybe some of the variables that you would see impacting that and any sense of a timeline there.
And then, well, as you see, the convertible was designed with features that would allow us to gradually delever our balance sheet. So we feel that over time, this is a much better path for us rather than facing high interest or high cash interest debt and then bullet payments. So we feel pretty good about that across the duration of the convert, which, as you see, has a maturity of October 31st, 2028. So as that converts and as we succeed, hopefully before then, we have a great path to becoming debt free.
Understood. I appreciate that. And then I also did want to circle back to the comment around SurfOS reaching commercialization, hopefully within the next 18 to 24 months. The logistics around that, would you expect some sort of soft launch in the 12 to 18 months range that would maybe start generating revenue? Or I guess maybe what are your thoughts around that as we get closer to getting SurfOS on its feet?
Yeah, so thanks, David. Our plans, we have a commercial plan we'll unveil in the coming months, but we do plan in the first half of 2026 to start generating revenue with that product. And we will have revenue guidance that we give out and further discussion of the business model and the commercialization plan for 2026 and beyond. But we are starting commercialization. We're out of the beta phase, and we're doing everything. And this recent financing that we got for the strategic transaction we just announced is the catalyst to be able to start full commercialization.
Understood. That's great. And one more for me, if I could. Just any commentary around the recent government shutdown. Has that impacted your business model in the first half of Q4 here? I'll turn it over. Thank you.
Yeah, so our company's business is impacted in two ways from the government shutdown. I'll speak to the first because it's most on top of people's mind. is the traffic reductions that were recently announced by the FAA. None of those traffic reductions targeted us or any of our operations or any of the regional flying. They were more directed at larger hubs in the major airports. So we did not have any capacity reductions, and we continued on operating and carrying our customers without any disruptions. The second area that we can be impacted from is we do participate in the Essential Air Service program. We do routes in the rural areas under that program. That program includes subsidies to the companies who operate those flights. The DOT did, during the shutdown period, notify those carriers and say that they would potentially be a suspension of those fundings. That has not happened, but even if it was, we would continue to operate until the government came back up. We want to support all the communities in our Essential Air Service program, and we committed to doing that. Right now, the current letter from the DOT talks about a suspension starting November 18th, but hopefully the government can get back in this week and not be affected by that at all. So those are the two areas that we would have been affected, and so far we haven't. We've gotten all our EAS subsidies that we have billed and haven't had any flight cancellations.
I will now hand the call back to Deanna White for further response.
Hi, everyone. For the first time during this earnings release, we have launched a new retail investor Q&A forum called Saying Media. So we had a number of investors who submitted questions, and I appreciate everyone who submitted questions to that. We selected a handful of the top ones that were voted on by those folks to address and answer. So I'll start with the first one. Given the current market skepticism and volatility, what is your plan to gain investor confidence and prove Surf Air can execute its vision better than competitors? So at Surf Air Mobility, we are hyper-focused on shareholder value, and we've come a very long way in the last year. Over a year ago, we launched the transformation plan. So that is the plan that we are executing on to make sure that we can gain investor confidence in our company. The plan over the last year, like I have spoke of, has been very effective. We have hit all of our milestones. We have improved and stabilized our operations. We've done a lot of work to stabilize our balance sheet and address our capital structure. And with this recent announcement, we are allocating funds to the higher growth areas, SurfOS, and we have delivered on the development milestones within SurfOS for the last year. You know, you see us proving and performing against that plan as we've achieved our seventh consecutive quarter of meeting or exceeding our guidance. You know, and investors are noticing. In the last 6 months, we've seen 10 times the amount of shareholders in our stock, and it's been great to see that many people interested and investing in our company. The second question was, with all the volatility over valuations and pullback from investors in regards to AI, can we expect true and realistic numbers coming from your company? So I'll turn this question over to Sudhin Shahani, our co-founder, to address.
Thank you, Deanna. I think, as you commented on earlier, we're going to comment on the numbers of the software SurfOS business for 2026 later on, and our 2026 is our year to start commercializing. But I'm going to address a couple of key points around our approach and positioning in the AI space. What we're building is a vertical AI product where we're solving specific high-value problems for businesses using domain-specific data in an industry we consider ourselves an expert. We're not investing in foundational models, and we have a capital-efficient approach here, building core applications and leveraging data infrastructure for Palantir. And I would make a point that there are clear examples of companies in the space providing business solutions and applying AI with high degrees of profitability in these situations. Our partner Palantir is actually a perfect example of that.
Thank you, Sudhin. The next question is very pertinent because we are talking to you from the Hawthorne Airport, where we have our corporate headquarters for this call. There was last week, Archer Aviation announced their acquisition of the Hawthorne Airport. Considering the Surf Air corporate headquarters is there, what changes do you expect to emerge from this? Are there plans to work with Archer, considering they're also a Palantir partner? Interesting enough, we have been talking and highlighting for our industry the underutilized and underinvested airports that exist throughout the country. There's 5,000 public use airports, just like Hawthorne, that can be used for the future of aviation through advanced air mobility. So we've been ahead of the curve because we play in the space, and we've been talking about this for a while. Interesting enough, the industry and the investment in the aviation industry is moving from investment and R&D with the OEMs that are making these aircraft and starting to move into infrastructure investments. This is going to bring a mass investment cycle change, because you've got to now go in and make all the investment to have all the infrastructure needed for all these vehicles that are coming in the near future. So, it makes sense that a party and a player like Archer Aviation would purchase such a thing from as far as Hawthorne Airport. And as far as partnering with these types of players, we're someone who flies today in those spaces in the shorter haul miles, and we're developing a software platform for that industry. And so we'll likely work with many of these best-in-class next-generation manufacturers to help bring their vehicles into the ecosystem and to our customers. And our last question is, what would be the main goal of the company to achieve by Q3 of 2026, so in the next year? We want to continue to deliver execution on our transformation plan. Our transformation plan has 4 phases. We're in the second phase, moving into the third phase. We will continue to demonstrate stable, permanent operational performance, improving and optimizing our business through the adoption of software and the technologies that we ourselves are developing. The big thing in the next year is going to be our commercial rollout, our SurfOS that we have planned, and we have secured the funding for that with the recent strategic transaction that we announced earlier this week. So that concludes our Q&A. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, listening to us, and continued support of our company. And looking forward to talking to you in our next quarter earnings release, when we start talking more about 26 and we're able to provide more insight into the commercialization details and the plans we have for 2026.
This concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect.
And we are disconnecting and reconnecting in the studio back again. Wow, that was great. I loved it. One, good guidance. They are actively tackling their financial situation. They are developing potentially market-leading product. Once you plug in an eVTOL aircraft or Beta Technologies with their CTOL or any of the new American advanced air mobility startups, that company is gonna explode. I mean, wow. It was great. And the answer with Archer as well. That was, with the Hawthorne airfield. I love it. Let me know in the chat what you think. So we have discovered a sleeping dragon, a sleeping beauty here. What is the stock doing? $2.95. I would wait for reaction tomorrow. This can, it was a great call. I agree with you, Cedar. Let's just be mindful of their current financial situation, yeah? Their runway is not too long, but they are generating revenue. let's just look at this as well. We have a long red trend line in here. Oh, hang on, let me zoom that in. Let's do 3-month one. We have a fairly long trend line in here, falling red trend line. So far, it doesn't look it's going to break out in either way, in either direction. But let's wait. If you are unsure, I'm running a poll. By the way, we are running a poll in the chat. Is it listening to the earnings call? Is it a buy, hold, sell, or undecided? Let me know, because the more investors we get to vote, the more people take part, the better sentiment and feel for the stock we have from the investor's perspective as well. So let's just be careful about this. I can see that is saying RSI is oversold on SRFM. On what scale? Because on the 3-month, on what is it, an hour candle, we are just in the middle. I would probably, if you are undecided, I would probably give it a few days. Let's see how the investors react to it. Let's see if the government shutdown is resolved in next few days or not, because that is one of the headwinds as well. And you heard that on the call. They mentioned the government shutdown as well. So me personally, it's a buy for me. It's not a strong buy yet. I'll probably wait for more news, or when we break through the momentum. I would rather buy it on the, one, this is not financial advice. 2, I would rather buy it on the way up, not on a pump like Archer. I would rather buy it on the way up, seeing we are clearing certain levels and the stock has building up momentum. The fundamentals are there. So if you are unsure, you are referring to the daily chart. Okay. If you are unsure, I would say the next stop for you could be the next. Yes, RSI is oversold. The next stop for you could be the next quarter earnings call, because you heard the guidance, you heard what the company is going to improve to reduce their cash burn, reduce their expenses and their losses, and tackle their losses. There'll be more progress on the SurfOS. And potentially, they potentially have more aircraft as well. And potentially, there might be some news along the way about, like an example, partnership with Beta Technologies or memorandum of understanding or something like that. So if you are unsure, to me, it's a buy, but I would wait. 1, I don't have any spare cash for now. 2, I would wait for how next few weeks are going to develop. It makes no difference whether you buy Surf Air Mobility for $2.85 or $3.20. If you are buying this stock, you are buying this stock for a long ride, for at least a couple of years, maybe longer, probably longer. It has great potential for a big upside in my eyes, and I really love the earnings call. It was good. Let's have a look at the chat. The poll is still open. I will leave it open for another 10-20 seconds, and I will close it, and we get better feel of what we think and those who listened. Who we've got here? Okay, we had KR Faith joining us on the call. Thank you very much for joining. We cover advanced air mobility and eVTOLs pretty much daily. This is my discipline. We are 3 faces on the channel. I am Vaz. Martyn, the main face, he's currently on his holidays. He's coming back maybe next week, but definitely the week after, when we kick off our season 5. And in the morning, you can see Sensei, who is our crypto and chart expert. So thank you for joining us. Lame Duck says, oh, I'm not reading this out. Saab is here. Thank you for joining, Saab. Thanks for popping in. Do we have any Saab? Lame Duck, you saying it's boring earnings call. As I said in the chat, I don't see this as boring. I see a big potential with Surf for next 2 or 3 years. And this is what quite this is not what annoys me. I'm quite happy because this segregates the clever and smart investors from bros, investment and trading bros, because smart investors, they do their own due diligence. Smart investor is listening to earning calls because it's there for you. All you have to do, tune in for an hour and 15 minutes, and listen to the guidance from the company, and then stand by and stay for the questions. You could hear it today. We got great questions selected, cherry-picked by the CEO. And I mean, the Q&A section was more important to me as an investor for my decisions than the guidance. So that's what smart investors are doing. And this is the bottom line. Earning calls. It's every quarter. It's once a quarter, every 3 months. And you can learn so much about the company and their progress. And if the company is honest, if the company is not hiding anything, you can find it on the earnings reports as well. You have nothing to lose. You can't lose this one. And you can make your decisions, you can plan your decisions. If the company is forecasting they will have loss in next year, but they are tackling it and they are expecting growth in the following years, you can wait and plan your investments. If there's any catalyst, potentially you will learn it on the earnings calls. It's just, that's what smart investors do, and that's what we are doing here on this channel. I know we have low audience because SurfOS Mobility is not a trending stock, but you never know. They will announce partnership with Archer early next year, and the stock will explode. And we will not be trading at $3, we'll be trading at $12. You never know. When they finish and roll out their SurfOS, again, that could be massive catalyst for the stock. You heard it, the company is actively tackling their cash burn, that they are reducing their losses. That's great. What I heard today was great. I'm very happy with that. Martyn says, earnings are essential. That is how I learn about the economy and the markets. Exactly. Martyn says, knowledge is everything. It enables me to buy with conviction. And Martyn also adds, always, it's information which has built my portfolio to where it is today. Exactly. Anything else is just guessing. I agree, Martyn. Abby was listening with his both ears left. Says, I was born this way. Nice little joke. Cedar says, great call. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. As Zach said, very interesting. They sounded positive. I sent you that one, but Sab, I sent you that one. Oh, that's not to me, that's to Abby. Okay. RSI oversold on the daily chart. I agree. RSI hasn't been this oversold on the daily chart since April the 7th. Well, there you go. There might be a little cue for you. I don't know about anyone else, but when polls are put on the screen, whether I'm on my CPU or phone, it covers up the chat until you vote. Once you vote, it goes away. Well, Abby, have a look. I will show you something. Let me just go up. As the poll, it's, if I click on it, is it like this on your screen? So if you click on these three buttons here, you can click dismiss poll and it disappears. It disappears. So there's a little tip for you. It's the same on the phone. If you click on those three dots, click on it. Whoop, not this one. I just messed it up. Let me scroll up. Where's the poll? See, mine's gone now. If I scroll all the way up, no, I don't know what I've done. I've probably completely dismissed it. Did I? Yeah, if you click on those three dots, I don't know where it's now. If you click on those three dots, the poll will disappear. Abby says, yeah, so hopefully that helps. See that? Yes, I was looking at 1 hour chart. I agree with you on the daily chart. Sab says, always like the way they were setting this up with regular planes and being a bridge to full eVTOL. Yes, and I know Sab, you've been telling me about this for a fair few months. I never had the time to get get around it, but hopefully I made it up for you, covering the earnings call, and I just loved it. KR Faith says, when do you think we escape the horrid $3 range back to 4 region? I can't say. I can't tell you. That could be as early as tomorrow. We can see an upside. That could take a few days. That could take a few weeks easily as well, because we know Surf Air Mobility is not affected by the eVTOL market sentiment unless they get directly involved. So I would, if you are afraid of this $3 to $4 range, just wait. That's my non-financial advice. Abi says, I learned even more from your show today. Great. Thank you for joining. We had a great audience. I know these stocks are not trending. Same as yesterday, we covered Microvision. Again, LiDAR developing and manufacturing company. Automotive. Car safety as well. We saw various use cases as well. It's not only cars and automotive. It was warehousing, warehouse coordination of warehouse vehicles. It could be used for sports as well. And we have learned a lot about the company. And I can see great upside. And I'll be looking deeper into Microvision as well. And I will actually ask Martyn if we can do his full fundamental review as well, because I think this company has got, again, a good potential for a good upside. What was it we covered before? We covered on Monday. We covered Gevo. Cedar, you requested it. That is a company that develops and produces alternative or sustainable aviation fuel. And also, not only that, they are capturing CO2 from the atmosphere with their process, and they can claim tax credit against it. So they are not paying for producing CO2 and releasing CO2. They are pulling it out of the air, and they can claim tax credit for this as well. And this is one of their big revenue channels. Last week we covered, what was it as well? Oh yeah, last week we covered all the eVTOL companies. But yeah, it's not about Nvidia and Microsoft and Tesla. Sometimes we find these gems. And if it's a good stock, if we see an upside, we bring you more content. And I have no doubt I'll be bringing you more content on Surf Air Mobility. I'll be probably bringing you more content on Gevo and on Microvision as well. So just so you know, you are lucky that you are here because you discovered this company. If you like it, stand by, subscribe, and look out for more content. That's as simple as that. Who we've got in the chat commenting. Also, bullish divergence setup on MACDs and RSI on the daily chart for Surf Air Mobility. Chad. Hey there, Chad. Who's Chad? Chad? Oh, hang on. Let me switch to all chat. See, there's the poll, Abby. If you click on the 3 buttons, dismiss poll, and it's disappeared. Who's Chad? Sab, who's Chad? Zach, Abby, we are the future, the champions, and the world. Cedar says, Sab, oh, sorry, it's Cedar, it's Chad. Okay, I didn't know your civil name. Abby says, Thursday was a good earnings call coverage. Yeah, I loved it. That was, yeah, that was great. And Friday morning was even greater for me. No, I loved it. That was my best show. Abby, yes. He agrees with Zach. Sab, pretty good chart of the India tomorrow. Sorry, I'm in the 2-hour chart, Vaz, and I'm Chad. I didn't know it. See, that is chat. Yes, I know it now. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up. Tomorrow, big day. Tomorrow is a big day. And I have been slowly loading up. Well, I can't do much, but I have been buying few shares here and there for a few pennies. Me personally, I'm expecting good progress and good guidance, and I think we may have hit. I don't want to say we may have hit the bottom, but I think we may be on an uptrend with Virgin Galactic. So if we look at a 3 months chart, the last trend line we broke. Actually meant nothing. It actually means nothing. I can delete it. What are we doing now? If you zoom out, you can see we are setting higher lows. So from the very bottom, $2, I think it was $2.80 or something. Again, $2.99 or $3. Then up again, up again, up again. And we sort of touched the $3.40, $3.37 or whatever that was recently. And now we didn't touch it again. And it looks like we are recovering and we are on the way up. I have no doubt Sensei tomorrow morning, he will give you full comprehensive Virgin Galactic stock chart analysis. So tune in tomorrow with Sensei. He'll be talking about the earnings call as well. Tomorrow, same time, same place. Before the closing bell, we will look at the markets. We will look at Virgin Galactic. We'll look at the news. I think they always release news on the earnings day, don't they? So we'll have a look at the news if there's any. And then we close the bell, close the market. Sorry, we ring the closing bell. We close the markets and we will go with the numbers. What else? I think that's it. I would like to mention our sponsor because we haven't done it for a while. Charlotte May Weddings. Let me put this in the chat for you. They have their website and they have their YouTube channel as well. So let me put this in the channel for you. Our sponsor, Charlotte May Weddings, and they are actually sponsoring our giveaway, our $1,000 giveaway. We've let it slip a bit, but when Martyn is back, you will have the chance to join. You will have the chance to join the $2,000 giveaway, and there'll be more and more opportunities to claim your tickets. In the meantime, you can join us. You can join Charlotte May Wedding. Have a look. They have very nice footage. I mean, I'm not a wedding type, but I love the landscape. I love the scenes. I love the cities they are doing their weddings in. So if you look at their channel, we have a lot of beautiful footage. Okay, I don't want to be moved. I'm not gonna play any of it. But look at the surroundings. I think they are based in Santorini. Yeah, they do their events in Santorini. Beautiful place. You can have a look. If nothing, you can just visit their profile and click like or subscribe and click on a video and have a look. That's the least you can do to support. They are one of our members. They are one of our golden members as well, and they are sponsoring the channel. We are not taking any sponsorships. We are taking only sponsorships from our members. So there you go. You can do a good thing and help somebody growing their business, because we also grow together. Okay, Saab is saying, Vaz, thanks buddy for finally delivering Surf Air. Well, Saab, you have no doubt I'll be covering it now periodically, because I was it was on a back burner. I never paid too much attention to it. I knew what they were doing, but now I looked into the numbers. I know the story with Palantir you told me about, so thank you. I now know the whole story with Palantir. I had the guidance, I had the earnings call, and I love it. So I'll be looking into this deeper, and I'll be bringing you more updates. Right, it's time to wrap it up. I need to set up the event for tomorrow. So if you tune into the channel in about half an hour, you will see the event for Virgin Galactic. If you want to drop your like, go there, drop a like, and say Vaz sent me. Let's see what it does with the algorithm. What I noticed, you might be laughing, or you might be thinking, oh, he's begging for likes. If I redirect you from my event to the next event, which is, say, tomorrow, and you go there and drop a like and just go away, the initial influx of the audience is much better. So if we start the same event tomorrow, which will have 2 likes, if we start the same event with 20 likes, the initial influx of the audience will be much better. So that's why we keep saying it. That's why we keep redirecting you, so you can help us like the event, and YouTube sees, oh, this is hot, this is trending, oh, it might be good. It's always good, I know, but YouTube doesn't know. The algorithm only looks at numbers, and the numbers, you are doing and making the numbers for us. So if you see any of these events and you want to support us, just always go there, drop a like, and that's the least you can do. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to set up the event in about half an hour. It will come out. So stand by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Might be live with some eVTOL news. I'm not sure. I've had fairly busy week. I know I've promised, but at least you see me live every day on here. So that's it from me. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves and each other.